my musicians asanduka ngati my social media.
So every song is a post, yeah?
It's like, even like, bro, like, and I know obviously like these are my musicians, but I gotta say it, you know, because like I got on my post up on Facebook, you know what I mean? Like musicians, Kanye the whole day by Facebook, but
welcome back to Shopped and Skewed. It is I, your boy Kilsimao, and today we have a very special guest. I've known this guy for a while, for a long time. I think he used to work with Dali a while back, and that's how I know him. And he's dabbled into a lot of creative things, music, graphic design, and that is none other than Terrence.
Thank you so much for the intro.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for having me.
No, kidding. We have
but the legendary,
the living legend,
audio rock SWISHA. We'll get to this. But I was like, what happened to the name? What happened to that name? Because I think by the time I knew you were audio rock SWISHA.
yeah.
But then now you're.
What was there like? Was it a group like audio rock?
It was a group.
It was a group.
It was a group.
So the name was SWISHA from audio rock.
Okay.
Like that's the first crew that we formed after we finished high school.
Yeah.
I didn't go studio cast into Avenue.
Yeah.
So at first we wanted to be Team Beast for whatever reason.
What?
Team Beast because we were like
Beasto?
Beast. What's Suzu? We were like, fucking Suzu.
I'm glad you didn't go through that.
Yeah, bro. Like, and it was a tense conversation because it was like after now we finished recording and then Sonia's like, because we recorded with baseline and then Sonia's like, Nendi then been done, and somebody's like Team Beast and we're like, wait, easy guy.
Nah.
Let's think about this.
This will go out into public,
bro. And then like somehow somewhere we landed on audio rock. We're like, let's try to make it like a rock band, but
Type
like
thing.
but it's not a rock band.
Who were the other members in audio rock?
Audio rock. Okay, so there was Lamek Kajali, Chisomo Chinyama.
Hey, government names, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean. What was even Chisomo like? What was his what was his rap name? I can't even remember.
Can't remember,
Bro.
Unkanku Singini. Unkanku was the virus.
The virus.
The virus. Then he dropped the da.
Yeah,
it was just like virus. Yeah, it was the virus.
RP the legend.
Yeah, the legend, man. Like the legend.
Right?
Then we had Timothy Malinga, Train, and Abraham Malinga. Robbie Blaze at the time. So that was
packed, yeah?
Yeah, I was packed. But not Guru did. But
you never put out a project, did you?
We never did, but we did like 3 songs, and then like life just started happening. People were going to school, and people were going to jam. Because that was like a gap year again.
What year? Just for context, what year was this?
This has to be. When did we finish Khalid? 2010, eh? Yeah, 2010. That's
Jesus.
Yes.
Nah, that is a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. And like, I think that's the time we did Through the Eye of... Yeah, like, he would hit me up. He's like, I said, bro, hey, well, my tongue, but let me put you on the hook, bro. Let me take you to this guy called Manja. And I'm like, all right, let's go see it. And step to Manja's studio, and Manja saw they were pushing heavy at the time.
True. That time. I think that was a very good time for like...
For music. The urban scene was forming,
that period of time,
the urban scene was forming at that time.
Definitely.
I actually think like we went back and did, like a little bit. We regressed and then finally, from like 2023, I think we're starting to get back into it. So yeah.
There was like a dark ages in Nagaba. Like I even feel like
dark ages.
Dark ages is the word.
Dark ages in like now there's like a renaissance of like of art Kumarago. The past like year or two, like something has just happened and the scene has opened up wider than like it was before.
I keep trying to remember the first time you and I met. I think the first time I heard your name was Daddy, of course, when you did the beat for Tim. Yeah. So I think that was playing me the beat, and I was like, this guy did it, and I was like, okay, cool. I think that's the first time the name SWISHA came up. I think the audio rock time, it was, I don't know if it was before or after that, or
audio rock usually I think it's because of Twitter. Because like when I was first making my first Twitter handle, I didn't like know what to like put. So I was like, let me just like SWISHA. But like there were so many SWISHAs.
So many SWISHAs. So this had to be different.
Yeah. So I was like, I audio rock SWISHA. And like it's just something that has stuck because like mostly of like the Twitter handle as well. Yeah.
Your Twitter handle is still audio rock.
Still audio.
Yeah, which is crazy. But now you've rebranded, yeah?
Yeah, like now it's like TAWANDA. So there was like a time, especially like.
Wait, TAWANDA. Okay, cool.
Wait.
Okay, I was chilling with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And then they were like, play that song, NINGENJELWANGA.
Wait, pause. Say it again.
Exactly. Okay, go ahead.
We need guys, listen closely. Yeah.
NINGENJELWANGA.
Okay.
NINGENJELWANGA.
But and then he said by TWNDA. I was like chill. That's what I said like his name is TAWANDA. Yeah, but like, why did you choose to like
to go that
write
route
it that way? Yeah.
So like I think 2 years ago, Spotify like came in for real. Not like good Spotify existed 2 years ago, but like and this whole like distro thing like really came up, like getting like distributors and like putting your stuff online. So maybe we can even say 3-4 years ago. So I put something up. I put African Love Story up.
Yeah.
And then after like 3 months, like naga bezabuka, I said $12, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Bro. Money.
Yeah. There's money to be made.
Money, like finally, you know, like 8-9 years of making music, and you're like, there's like a way to like at least sustain this thing, because people don't understand how much you pour into it. You know, like,
true.
People think like you walk to the studio, or like
like there's so many things that are involved.
So much stuff. So like Spotify happened, and then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be serious about music. I'm gonna be serious now. I'll upload everything that I have, and then I'm gonna make like music as well.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how do I do this? I don't feel like I should do this like SWISHA, because SWISHA has always been like an alias.
Yeah.
Yeah, so every time, like even like the name SWISHA maybe other people can associate it with Kumoa, you know, like my behavior. But then the SWISHA, like I'm mad. I don't want to be that guy if there's like a particular perception behind that. So I was like, let me just be me. You know, let me be me. All the people who are like big have their own name, you know what I mean? Even up to J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, like they're rappers. They could really like be like slick something or SWISHA something.
But also it's just in the time, because it was big back then. Back then, like I think 2003 coming. Let me just say from the 1990s to like 2010. I think people used to have like the fancy names. Yeah, but then after that, everyone is just like.
Most of the names like Tamariza, they're done, bro. Like, there's no more fancy names.
There's no more.
So you just have to go.
You have to like, and like for me, it's also like obviously it's just like a theory, but I feel like art is going to like a realer place, you know.
Yeah.
And like these aliases, they speak for you in like a different way, like. Lil Wayne is not really Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? Like he's like another guy. Even Lady Gaga, like I can't imagine Lady Gaga being Lady Gaga, but true. So like when the music is more honest now, like you can actually just be that artist. That's why like J. Cole is like J. Cole, because he's just speaking about like J. Cole stuff. He's not creating a story.
I think if you create a persona, you have to imagine situations. But then when you're making it from like your own life,
you can actually. I think it makes it easier to like switch up your style based on what you're going through at that particular time, because if you're a little something, or you kind of have to stick to what
little something.
Stuff. So you don't want none of that.
I was like, you know, but see, this is like an alias. This is not me. Let me like own my music. I am a musician. I've been a creative for like 12, 13 years, you know, like I was like,
what's up with that, bro? You just pop up like every other 2 years with a banger and then disappear.
And then disappear on us.
Yeah, what's that about? What's that about?
It was hard to sustain brand. Like, bro, we've been going through life. I believe like even all of us, you know, like as creatives, the past 10 years. I remember we've got it up to the other side.
Yeah,
but
like we can see it. It's still far,
but we can see what like there's something this side. But before we were just climbing, it was just like dark clouds up there, you know. So like it was pretty much like all of that. Could like you do a song, but like things are not cohesive. So Rame gali ku school ku Kenya, ineo kandu kutani.
You can't really.
Uyuso Sanambu, AB hasn't like started hitting the guitars like that. So like over time, these things start to like happen. Like AB has like a studio, you know, like Kimo has his own stuff. He's now in Malawi. So now it's just like a matter of like, I record something, I send it to him, he sends it to AB, AB sends it back to him.
Oh, snap.
And then it's just like, it's just as Jazadan is a check.
You guys are working like on a collaborative kind of
man, like those are my niggas, you know what I mean? Like
no, people, we all have niggas, but you know, it's kind of thing where, especially here in Malawi, I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking from a point of like not being. I think it's more it's actually something I wanted to ask you about, like collaboration. Yeah, in music, collaboration is kind of like straightforward. Yeah, you collaborate. In the design aspect of it, it's not as easy to collaborate. Like how do you find that do you collaborate more in like both kind of scenarios, or you just mostly it's just music stuff?
Mostly
as a designer you're a lone wolf type thing.
Man, I can actually that's a good question. Music is definitely easier to collaborate with, because like you can seek specific things musically. You can be like, "Dani, you get a guitar."
So one would argue that you can also seek specific things in design as well.
You can, and like people should.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. Why don't designers collaborate? Because I remember like when KK was alive, we used to collaborate a lot. But I feel like it also depends on like how does the collaboration look like?
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's like maybe that type of situation, let's creative direct this, and like maybe one person will design it or something like that, because there's also like a vast difference in style. Like, what makes you, what makes me, what makes you are like
totally
the facts that were different. That's why people can go to you for like this type of design or this type of thing. I think working as designers, working together on the project should be more like project or what you guys have thought about, and then like how you can now use the power of design to like push that project further, not necessarily with it jambule chinturi.
What do you think of like collaborating as designers?
I think it's just down to identifying what each person is good at. Because I've done a couple of collabs with half past TWNDA. We usually. So usually I'm gonna do like the stuff that's more maybe digital paintings and stuff, and then he's gonna do the whole layout after that. So I think it's just down to knowing what every person is good at, because mostly in design we all want to be jack of all trades. That's the issue in design. But then in music, if someone is a producer and they're good at that, they're gonna stick to that. They're not gonna come on the mic and drop bars and shit.
I'm gonna conclude to say I feel like it's down to greed.
Don't wanna share
the only reason we don't collaborate, cause music design, one might say design is art, but then most of the times in design there's a deliverable that you're giving to said person, a person that is set. This said person is giving you money for said design. It's direct. Music is different. Music, you put out something, you're putting it out into the world for people to appreciate it. There might be money in the future from it. You might get like you might do shows. You might the people that you collaborate with. You might do shows together. You might split but it's not a set amount that's already on the table. But for design, the amount is like already there. So you see that amount and you're like, if I get that, do that.
Facts.
Let me not do that. So that's how I look at it. As I think, because the money is always on the table in design, we get more greedy. If design were designing for like the just for like the general betterment or like general sharing of our art, I think we would collaborate more, because you just put it out there and expect people to consume it however they consume it.
And that's actually the problem with designers. It's like, because like when I say I used to collaborate with KK, the first thing we did was like Melanonia, for example. So this is like 2011. Was it 2012? 13?
Wait, guys.
No, 2016. Further.
I feel old, man.
18.
2018.
Yeah, 2018. So 2018 we did the first Melanonia. So it's like, yo, let's design this. Yeah. So obviously there's like a
Okay,
greater
maybe
concept.
for context, maybe you explain to us.
Okay, so
what
like Melanonia is basically the first one was basically just like a platform to showcase like Malawian female creatives. Yeah.
Okay.
And we had like a full house. Actually, a lot of the creatives in that are like big men now, right? I'm for real, man. Like Wendy's in there, Wendy Hara, who else? Mwai Goero, Angasa has something in there.
For real?
Yeah, like the first Melanonia is like packed with like my big like people who are good in the creative space as well. So that one was just like, it was just a platform. Like, let's design something cool. Let's put words in it, like an Angali. And so there was like poems, paintings from Amabel. There was like a ton of like,
Amabel was dope.
Yeah, there was like a ton of stuff in that. And that's what like Melanonia was. And we sat down and like we designed that like together. Like, not all of us, Sudi, Nendi. Yeah, like we sat there in Ubanga Gudi. But like he designed it, but then like Penabaga, so like that's basically on the design term. Is like a lot of people don't do that. Because we've done like maybe 2 Melanonias. We've done several projects where it's just like tenting Banga some cool art and just put it out there. Let's just put it out there. So I think we need to do that. For Yadula and then do food.
But I think we should like. I've actually realized that the passion projects are the ones that this kind of collaborations can happen and we can grow each other and ourselves with passion projects. It shouldn't just be about, because this chase for invoicing and stuff like that, you can do it forever, bro. And you do it forever, you get, at the end of the day, you get worn out, you get burnt out and stuff like that. But you won't feel there's no fulfillment. And like, honestly, the way I see it, there's no real fulfillment in that. But in the little projects that you set out for yourself, and like, okay, there's no actual money here. There's money in theory. There might be money. Someone might actually there might be a way to monetize it in the future. But let's just do it for the sake of doing it. And I think that's where we'll actually grow as designers. Honestly.
Facts. Yeah, but then, okay. I know how we also have like music backgrounds, right? But then we failed terribly.
We failed. Right?
But then,
you stopped.
No. It was actual failure, bro.
This was the point where you can't go any further anymore.
We actually still have Reverb Nation pages, bro. We're gonna drop them in the link. We should check them out. But like,
is this still? It's still active for some reason.
It's still there for some reason, but
I feel like some like rich guy who used to like use it like just board it. I run it up, keep it up.
Unfortunately, I can't even delete my songs from there because it's embarrassing. People like every now and then people find it and send it to me. And
they're like, yo, this you?
I'm gonna share that link, bro.
It's like it's another tear.
But anyway, we had that, right? It failed. But then you're still doing music and graphic design on the side. I don't know if it's concurrently.
Yeah, actually, graphic design is like the one.
The main one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Graphic design.
But then how do you maintain like quality in both categories of the art, right? Because obviously you're gonna have to lean towards one side so that you can actually put out quality stuff.
Maybe before we get into maintaining quality. As you were saying, we were both musicians. We started out as musicians. We only went into design because we were broke and we couldn't pay anyone
That's
to
true.
do some
Me too.
artwork.
Yeah.
So how did it go for you?
It's the same exact
Same
story.
exact thing.
Same exact thing.
Wait, where did you start from? Music
from
to
music
graphic
to
design.
graphic design.
Oh,
Even
snap.
Pamene with like artwork in my food. And I was like, man, only thing I'm like my own artworks. And this is kind of dope. And like it's actually very funny. Like we can just list down a bunch of like musicians who are graphic designers. You get who started like from music, then they became graphic designers.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Kani, like Young K, like, bro, Harry B.
Was the same kind of, actually, Harry B.
Like there's a ton of us in it. Like I'm being God from TWNDA, Gingy. Like bro, you can just keep mentioning, bro.
Yeah.
You can just keep mentioning like musicians who became graphic designers. Sonya does graphic designing.
Yeah, now it's like full on agency and stuff like that.
And even that time he was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm a banga nyimbo zije, and like I'm a good Chidos was a graphic design. He used to make most of those artworks that people were using when Urban came.
Yeah,
That's wild.
But actually, that's what y'all niggas used to do. I used to hate on that because the producers would design the things, yeah? So when you're a graphic designer starving, waiting for someone to do a song, and this guy is coming from the studio with a song that already has an
Why?
I'm here waiting for you to like come. So that used to happen a lot. It used to piss me off.
Yeah, bro, that's actually crazy. Actually, I just remember today is the day I actually released the artwork, same way, which is.
Damn, that's dope,
Yeah.
bro.
Today?
Yeah,
look at
today
the
was
internet
today.
On this day,
speaking.
how many years ago?
That was 2011. Yeah,
When
2011.
there was tech junk.
Oh, when there was tech junk, bruh.
Yeah, I think we should throw up the artwork here.
Shout out,
right.
we'll do it.
Definitely do it.
I remember exactly how it was designed. I remember the exact design. It was,
In retrospect, though, I actually don't like the artwork now, but it was good then. It was like
no, but
fire
then
then.
it was like so out of the box because I was like,
It was-
I wouldn't have thought of it.
Yeah, it was clean. But then we used to throw a lot of
back then
Things.
brushes, bro. Just
Hey, bro. But it was kind of like you found drugs. You're like, I seen that I'm brushing up.
we used to share resources, and I remember going to like a friend's place and getting fonts. You weren't getting 10 fonts, bro.
Nah.
You were getting a folder with like 2,000 fonts.
Yeah, good.
And that would make your day because like the whole weekend would be
just clicking.
Yeah.
Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we started. But you're still doing it. Which is now I'm like thinking that would I be able to still do music now and design at the same time? How do you do it? How do you balance that out? And as you said, maintaining quality.
Maintaining
on
at
both.
the same time. But I don't have like I am completely dedicated to art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't do other things, you know what I mean?
I don't think it sounds sad, bro.
Yeah, I don't even mean it on like a sad level. Like it's just like like people want things to be easy, and like I'm not like somebody who like Ababa could have just been like, oh, mazio, but I make sure I would have like a structured schedule. You might know Ezekiel. That would be a fucking lie. You know what I mean? Like I'll be lying.
Yeah.
It's like you dedicate everything to that thing. You know,
that
like
one thing.
I write every day. I listen to music and I sing along to it every day, so that like I'm singing. You get
actively singing.
I'm not just like spending. I can't go 2 weeks without kuduru safoko yanga.
Yeah.
So it's like that throughout the whole time. Even the time when I wasn't releasing music, I'm writing music, I'm making beats, I'm singing songs. Even like with Hewitt, Hewitt hasn't been doing a lot of music, but he's still doing the same shit. So like when it's time to make the music, Umakayodi already,
you're already
in the zone. So it's just that the fact that, and especially now that like I've eliminated like my out Gwambiri, you know what I mean? Like for the past decade.
When did it come out, dude?
Eesh, bro, like our generation needs to like sit down on that one, bro. Like, hey, my guy, that cheat. Hey, but like it's everybody, you know what I mean? Like everybody and anybody is just saying, hey, blues, you know, like Johnny, illusions, you name it, but like that cheater.
Stress banana.
That's what we say, you know what I mean? Like, but then like, obviously I can't speak when anybody's stressed, but sometimes you have to ask yourself, am I stressed or am I addicted? You know what I mean? Like there's
to the lifestyle.
Even more, because more and you can get addicted to alcohol. You know what I mean? But like we treat it like it's something that Basi, I was watching my every Friday. If you drink every Friday for 10 years in a row, what are you?
Thanks. Well, actually, that reminds me. There was a whole discourse on Twitter about creative people and abusing drugs and stuff. You saw that, right?
Yeah. I was actually that was B1. That's why me and Kalisto didn't like really like.
You didn't like the tape.
B1 years ago, I was like, Myers, my guy. And then like we're still at it.
That was funny for me because now man,
So they
want to back down. They want to back down. Everybody.
But like I'll still strongly say, like, there's no need to like isolate creatives in this problem. Like all young people in Malawi are drinking crazy.
Yeah.
It's not like Kodi. And what I wanted to Kungodi, there's certain nuances you can't like really engage on Twitter by Jay.
True.
But what I really wanted to ask him was like, what is a creative? Because if he's saying Koda, a lot of young creatives. So if somebody's like 18 and they rap and they're drinking, so they're creative drinking. You know what I mean? Like I'm a super gay. Like they're also a young student drinking. They can. You can't just say just because you saw them at the studio drinking. They're my young creative also voodoo. Nah. If at least I'm fail. Would have the fail with creatives for years.
My designer.
Actually, that's why I have a problem with the word creatives. I never use that. Like if I'm using it, I use it as an adjective or something noun. Creative people or designer. Because crazy story. At our workplace, right? When this guy before he left, there was a meeting, right? Client it's a meeting, okay? You guys, we need to talk about such campaigns or what. On your way here, talking to the banners, right? On your way here, please bring the creatives. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Avandis Matrix. The creatives. No, we actually meant the people. It's confusing, bro.
It's a mess for real, bro.
It's like, okay, it's a term that I think it should, as you said, it should be an adjective, like describe, because we can leave it at, okay, people do things. There's designers out here, but not all of them are creative. Let me just put that out there. Let me just put that out there. There's plenty of designers, there's plenty of musicians, but not all of them are creative. So should we just categorize everything as creatives, or we should only call something creative when it has been done creatively? Just because you're in an industry that's dominated by people who are creative shouldn't automatically place you as a creative. Or should it?
Hey, it's still broad. Even how we're using the word, because it's just like a creative as somebody who creates, not whether they create something good or bad. My Karagubanga creative. They're creative.
They're creative. So it comes from just creation.
Yeah, from the creation part of it all.
So even if it sucks, it's still
a creation.
It's a creation, but it is not a
creative creation. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's just stop using this word.
Because I feel like a lot of things are big, but even like the last time, like people on Twitter saw on some like creatives are. But I really want to like really put it out there. With
okay.
Like creatives, they don't know how to manage themselves. Bro, I'm like fucking 31, bro. Do I look like I don't know how to manage myself? Bro, I pay rent, like I do my
I think I remember your anger.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean? What does that come from? And I feel like it just comes from like there's just a very need for society to just box people who do creative things and like just make them look like Ndantwena.
Isn't that part of the problem? It's the same thing that if we didn't identify ourselves as that, if we were very specific as to what exactly I am as a person, I am this, then would probably maybe prevent those kind of generalizations and stuff.
For them, I feel like it's just if you just do something artistic. Your head is a mess. You can't like control, and that's crazy. You have a kid, you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine you get what I mean? If that statement is true, then what do you have a kid and a wife and like a job? You know what I mean? Like what? True. That's a crazy thing to just be like, oh, my creators, but don't they need money, as if like we have a disability, and that's got to stop, because like that's what even diminishes our value and diminishes our respect in society.
I think that's the point.
It's that's the point. Why society thinking if we are like naga brained Like if people are like, where's my creatives? How do they have like, I think
this also happens in the workplace. Yeah, I remember back when I was working in the agency, the creative department, which is what it was called. The creative. I'm not saying creative. The department was called the creative department. It is always looked down upon when it comes to being, as you said, like the organized and people that do things the right way and people that have their shit together. Though it will always be the least one. Good creative and hagging though. They're always late. They're always da. But when it comes to ideas, who do they look up to?
Creative people,
They'll come to you. They'll come from their offices. So like, I feel like we have ideas. Let's brainstorm on this. But you just said we're in shit.
Wait, you say good we can't think.
So what's all this now?
What's all this now? Why do we now have to be in the forefront of leading idea generation? But when it comes to like everything else, we're like, hey, this department, their problems. I think it's on purpose, as you said. Society or this business.
The suits, bro. The suits. Yeah.
The suits are basically trying to place us in a certain spot where we will never realize our worth. We will never look at ourselves as anything but that. Because if people keep talking about that on Twitter, like the same thing that you're talking about that happened on Twitter. My bankers are being manyamuga daily.
Okay, go on.
My bankers are manyamuga daily. I know many banker who are manyamuga daily. Asna figo dena malwaga iba bara. Why is no one calling these people out? Daily, I'm not even exaggerating when I say daily, guys. This is every single day. Knock off from work, hit the bar, and like, cool.
Why
someone chooses to do that? It's okay, but no. Why is no one willing to speak on that? Why is it just us?
Creative.
Because we dress a certain way, because we look a certain way. Even consumption, alcohol. I'm just using alcohol here as an example. I'm trying to who go out every single day, every single night after work.
Yes.
Versus you, the creative, who probably only drinks maybe during the week. But most likely you drink during the weekend. The scales are more on the other side than so. Like we're not addressing these people publicly because what?
They're more within Guru most because the creatives are like they're not
like they're actually even Nchido Muma Bangidula offer as a creative. Offer as an accountant somewhere. Very different processes.
Very different.
Very different. And I remember how I got my job. And I'm going to do it.
Yo, pull up.
Oh, my banga, my boss.
So, by doing that, this stuff is groundbreaking or it's going to make companies money. Guys, trust, we've made companies.
Bro, don't even get me started.
but no one will look at you and think, this is an this person is an it's like a very important ingredient into the company making money. They won't, because they'll look at every other department. They'll look at the marketing department. They'll look at everything else before they get to you, the designer. Business is just and although either campaign you done, design campaign you done, it will never be looked at as, oh, okay, the creatives on this are what has soared the company profits. You probably don't even know the profits could other companies are after the
because
after
of this
campaign that you did.
No, facts.
And
facts.
It's crazy, Goody. I think it's down to us. Because I honestly can't blame anyone. Okay,
It's like what? We value ourselves.
Maybe we need to be putting ourselves, we need to be a little bit more serious with how we not present ourselves, but how we value our work. Like I'm big advocate for like evaluating work and like looking at yourself and not thinking, someone else approach Antu when they're approaching you, dude. Someone who needs the books audited or taxed or whatever doesn't hit you up on WhatsApp on something. They don't.
Facts.
They'll never. But because we allow to be the easygoing for that can just like take job. Okay, you can get the job, or you don't have to pay me now. You can pay me later, or whatever. It's something that I feel like we need to like set for ourselves, set the standard for ourselves. That okay, as creators, I just said that.
We have to be assertive.
Gotta beat that out. We're gonna beat that one out.
We have to beat that one out. I can't believe I just said that. But we have to like establish that okay, this is how we work. These are my prices. You don't like my prices? Leave. Baby boy, you're broke. You don't have anything. You literally don't know what you're gonna eat. But you need to set that for yourself and say, okay, this is what I live for. This is what I live by. This is a career. Because the other thing is, most people do not look at this as a proper career.
Yeah.
They look at it as the people think this is the face for us.
Yeah, I'm not like
it's
honestly,
crazy, bro.
When are you gonna get a real job?
When are you gonna get a job? So like, have you been thinking about getting jobs? Yeah, people think this is the face.
What?
Bro, I've been doing this for like 12 years, bro. What do you mean this is a phase? This is not a phase.
What is a real job?
But trust me, if you were to decide today to like just wear suits every single day, it would change.
Yeah, something would change.
The respect will change. Actually, you go back home, whatever suit, which are the one design, whatever suit, same thing you do, but just wearing a different outfit. These people would look at you and think, oh, okay, cool. I think he's actually doing something for himself. It's
so society has set to my norms.
certain norms around like what we do, and like it's been like that, and we can't get out of it, unfortunately.
In a scheme, or like what I've really like boiled it down to it.
Yeah.
It's a jealousy. You know what I mean? If people can, okay, let's take for example like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Right? People would faint. Like he just step up on stage, just look at this.
Yeah. Hasn't done anything at all.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's like a crazy and profound effect. For an accountant can't do that.
Yeah.
You get? Like, but an accountant can't just come and account. And then people be like, whoa!
That's a good.
So that's something that can inspire that much love.
Yeah.
Also has to like have a natural jealousy. That's why people like want to like say good design pwega, artistic tango banga, tango imba, you know what I mean? It's like they fuck with you, but they also don't like.
Yeah, true.
They also don't like you because like I'm a jambula. It's
like I think I've never actually looked at it from the point of that point of view. It's most likely jealousy.
Yeah,
because it's we can show what we do. In a
way that like society accepts, really likes. Like if people like your painting, they like your painting, bro.
If people like your music, they like your music. Like but if they like your
accounting,
they like it. I mean, this is some good accounting.
Maybe your boss likes your accounting,
you get some good jobs, you pay money.
But it's like something that can be boasted about. I remember I had this problem when I was working in the agency, where most of the work that you do, you can't really share. Yeah, you can't share because it's like, okay, maybe there's NDAs, it's not launched yet. By the time a client approves it, they've changed it so much to the point where you don't even like it anymore, stuff like that. So I would always have that problem where it's like, but I can't share my work. But so it just grew into like me not sharing anything at all. Like I never used to share it. So, but I realized that this is something that actually people appreciate when you actually do share. Yeah? It's stuff that you inspire someone, you inspire one person. Although I found like other avenues to like share my work, but you actually do inspire people the more we share. And I feel like someone looking at me from that point of view where they can't necessarily share in the same way I share, or maybe get appreciated for sharing something. I understand that they would want to like box you in and put you down. So So what are we concluding?
They don't even want to like poke holes.
Yeah,
they'll
no
be like,
holes in the system.
I'm a bit and DH. You get it?
Yeah.
Like there was a certain day, bro. Who was it? Okay, I can't remember who, but somebody had dropped a song and I say, Anto Sana feed. Oh, hey, I said Sana feed, and they made it clear. Bro. I said Twitter was lit. And I was
That's
like,
pain.
And they were like, Penabag is not a figure, Penabag. And I was like, yo. Guys, just don't like the song and move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
Why
don't.
not liking loudly like
Like now you're talking about this guy, and you always knew that like Chan. What's my tweets? And I was like, bro, what?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why is it like this? Now I got into an argument like with a friend of mine, like she's a lawyer, and then like I went to her inbox. I was like, why are you going in with this person like this? It's like, yeah, the public figure, my name was like a public figure, and they feel down and they seem like you feel it. And I was like, but bro, even if you lose a case, can you imagine you lose a case and then I should just come, but Twitter Mama is just like, yeah, bad lawyer, yeah, wafanai, wewe suma taulo, wewe suma taulo, ndipo ndo wekabe. Guys, tabaya tasaona ni kesi yao. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Facts, I get it.
yeah, and that's when I knew good there's a jealousy aspect to it. But
Has to be.
Bama Kaka showed on Friday. Like, when you drop a whack song, like niggas are waiting. Even though they love you, they're waiting for you to do something whack.
It's literally down to that. If it's our thing, we have to put it out somehow. Yeah, if it's music, if it's even design, even art, like the end goal is to put the thing out
somewhere,
out for people to see. The other people, these people work in silence, bro. They work in the little rooms.
Cubicles,
We never know. But for us, it's like stuff that we put out there. So I think in general, we need to like also understand, and I like that you've put it that way. We need to understand that, okay, this is how life is.
Yeah.
It won't change. I don't think we can.
It's very hard to change that, right?
Change it, because the jealousy, like as I was talking about earlier, that maybe we can present differently, stuff like that. Stuff like that might help, but I don't think it would take away the jealousy.
No, it's gonna be there.
That's there. It will still be there, and people will still find ways to like. So maybe thick skin for us, guys.
Yeah, if we can't survive without thick skin, like even.
Komagujin, I heard because the dynamic was different, like other countries, right? Like when I say I've heard agency, the highest paid being a designer.
Yeah.
And then there's still jealousy, but the jealousy is different from that end, yeah? Because it's like, okay, this guy is like the big dog, but I still can't talk shit about them. That type of thing.
And
so,
like,
Kunogo, it's the same animal, it's different.
And I say Kunogo, I think one of the biggest problems is like, so you brought it up, like, it's just about us failing ourselves, bro. Like, and it's us.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that Since is literally specific graphic design. I mean, that Karida Baba and Harry B. And Harry B. and Nakalisto. Because, like, who else is it? You know what I mean? Like, we saw the game, design. So good to my design. My company, we've probably done work for all the companies that have come through. But you're working with FD, corporate graphics, but so like we've seen it, and the people who can change it is us. It's just like saying no. You know what I mean? It's like and like this is how it's gonna be, because like I guarantee you, there's not a lot of people who can do it. But then like my idea is to feel, because we've really been beaten. We've been beaten down, bro. Like you don't deserve money.
but also besides that, that might be true. But besides that, what we do, it's gotten to the point where it's second nature. Chief, anyone to poster who was sending which in brief here poster. 30 minutes.
It's because the code is at 10.
So that kind of makes it something that, okay, I already do this. So most of the times when you're in a bind, when you're stuck somewhere, someone wants a poster, they only have 30K. You need specifically 30K that day to like, you know, maybe you need to buy you whatever. You need that 30K. You're like,
all right, let's do it.
Let's do it. They throw it, and they become a regular customer. That's what I hate. I usually hate when people who pay little, people that I just accepted because I was maybe broke, and then they become regulars. And every day, they know exactly what they're paying. They're gonna give you 30K every single time, and they're coming in consistently, and you're like,
But then I'd argue, good, like, there's like options, you know what I mean? There's like tiers to all of this stuff. So like based off of like experience, so much that kind of feel. You can say good you my credentials are my NGO and like when we go back based on negotiation. You know, because like you've just seen the type of money that's like coming through that side, what it means for National Bank to have a good campaign. It's like that's the difference between them looking really stupid and them looking really good. But and like corporates just don't like looking stupid. So like you charge them good, you don't want to look stupid. Then there's this guy who comes with that therapy. So like if he's very frequent, then that's a great customer as well, because like over time you're making continuous money from that guy. So it's just like you handle it and even the guy who's asking you like at 30K is definitely not from like FMP.
Those are 30K I'm gonna move on second.
They like have had situations like that, and like I've straight up told that person, that was like a him thing. But so you just tell, and that's the thing. Being assertive is something that I've learned in over the past years. Mutima mwage. And no offense, ineso dine Malawi. So like in Malawi and work you. If you don't like state what you want, they'll work you. Bena sama kanga die ndiga bisa kusezo magubanga kuma like they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. That's why ba makala jaya ndibwanji muri ndibwanji. That's why that thing exists.
The whole Spider-Man meme.
It exists because like Malawi cinema funat kala assertive. So like you know even usually but it's just like I say ninja go funat bango ziteka governance is that. Governance is ziteka. So even like with design, there's no need to like step on eggshells. It's just like I know I don't design for small man. You can even just say something and be, hey, this guy is rude, man, and that person will never come again. Right? They'll never come again, and if they come again, it'll be because like they were like went around and then they saw the good my demand muntu jamina makwira dinchiro and then they come at your terms. Even Jay-Z said it. My advice in life is just don't be too nice to niggas. Just set your price in niggas and live my life, my nigga. Just do that. Just set your price and just be like, "Bass, this is
and
done."
Be satisfied.
Be satisfied
with what you're getting from that.
Because the moment you just, bass.
That's something I've been facing a lot lately, bro. With the artwork that came out recently, right? You have a lot of people, bro, like hitting you up. Hey, bro, your work is international, right? Cool. How much do you charge? And then when you give them international prices, it's like,
damn, I don't know. That's serious.
What's going on, bro? You're good, but you're not that good.
You're not that good, man. No, bro. That's a standard. That's a standard. Like people think it's. I don't know whether people think it's easy or people think it's the same thing we've been talking about. That people will just. They might know. They're smart. They know exactly what they're doing. They try to bring it down. They try to. It's like the way negotiations work, and this is one thing that I've actually hated for a long time. Someone comes to me, bro. I need you to do ABCD for me. I've seen your work. I need you to do ABCD for me. Cool. This is my price. All right, dope. Can you send some more of your work?
Samples. Send samples.
You've come to me. Obviously, you could have gone to any other designer. You came to me specifically because you've probably seen something that you like. That one thing that you like is supposed to be enough. Trust me, whenever someone tells you that, maybe send to your portfolio. Let's just see. This is shakedown. It's literally designed to bring your price down. Because whenever you're sending a portfolio, this is fact, my friends. Whenever you're sending a portfolio, there's a part of you that's feeling like, it's not as nice as I thought. Every single time you're doing it, regardless of what point you are or how good you are, every single time you're sending that portfolio, you go through it again and you're like, I should remove this. So that mentality, you're there already. That mentality is bringing your price down before you even have a conversation. By the time you actually get to the point of like, okay, let's talk money now, you would have already had the insecurity that see now what's going on. You will not charge what you're going to charge. You'll be like, okay, let me shave off like 20% from that, and they know it's tactics that have been done continuously. These people do it to us, and they know exactly what they're doing. And most of us fall for it.
Yeah,
like,
man.
A couple of times.
Can you go to Maluzi? You never know even like what I've seen. Koma is like, but no, like I'm not gonna budge, because like these are the days we used to like dream of.
Yeah.
Remember there was a time when we used to be like, go down to Summers, we're going to business in my candy logo. You get?
Yeah.
Now everybody knows.
Exactly. Now everybody knows.
Now everybody knows. So for sure now, people know you have to pay for content. Now it's just a battle. Where are people going to pay for this content? No mabanga atwabanga dia ba some mabanga abuse my young designer the new one's coming up. But even the new set of like designers, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
They're like hey man, we know what this stuff is done is worth. I predict very great years for the next 4 to 5 years for like people in the creative space.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, as long as you just say good in the panga, maga matter, and to know some matter stuff.
The thing that happens with that is there will always be a younger designer that's just coming up that will willingly do it.
And I used to think that until like several big men even like in the game told me good I said Bradford matter into and I'm at the business. And then for me it has happened over the course of like my graphic design career. It's just happened so many times. There's even my client I said kusiana did a yamba brasses but that was the client, you know what I mean? Like how did we get that serious on like kuyamba now bro we can so much of feel out bro maybe
actually I have a theory. I feel like every single time they become the best client.
One of the best ones.
You get into like a heated argument, but once that's done, I feel like it brings in like a certain level of mutual respect. Yeah, they know that okay, this person will not budge
on this.
If they still decide to work with you after that, the relationship is like
solid.
Yeah, it's solid.
Moves on smooth. And I've made like had people come back like 5 years later. You know what I mean? Like 5 years later. 5 years later, but no, but I still my work Kalimos. Work Kalimos is up, and like it's just because even also they understand the value. I think people don't understand what this like first wave of graphic designers even did for them in terms of, because we weren't just like my graphic designer. Get like Timakanga, my marketer, my guy who mubanga research. Like, and that's the thing that even like if you pick a bad graphic designer, those are some of the things that you can fail at. Get like I personally, when somebody like gives me a job, or like when I start talking to a client, immediately like I want to connect with them personally. I want them to know really like their brand has now become like an important thing for Ineo. So like even like the way I talk, it's like we or guy you and I. We have to like do suggesting a disease and like. When you involve yourself like that, you start to read up on suggestions menus. You want to open a chocolate chan, you read up on like menus. Not every graphic designer will do that for 50 pin on a logo. You know what I mean? True. So if like people now start to realize value, and then now I'm able to state those things. Before I was just like logo, but like now when I'm talking to a client, like I'm sending,
we're doing
this like, scope of work. You know, I get 2 pages, muntu 3-4 pages. With the logo, and then we are and then I'm 12 so like things like that, I think they help.
I think we've talked a lot about design, but I feel like 90% of the people, 80% of the people that are watching this did not even know this about you.
Design,
do you think so? Do you think that's a thing? How do people know you as? Do they know you as a musician now? Like this is 2024.
I think most people, but like in this range, would know me as like a musician.
What do you mean in this range?
Like ever since this NINGENJELWANGA thing.
Ever since we blow it.
Actually, people think you just came up, yeah.
But like I was telling so I met somebody from Times, and I was telling her, you know, like I was like go studio like baseline. We used to like work from like baseline, and I was just like, hey, so come on, get. Actually, I was at the new wave thing because I was trying to remember. Where was I talking about this? We were doing a new wave symposium in Zuzu, in Zuzu, and so we were talking about sampling, and I was just telling some stories, and then like afterwards, Charisma was like, "Ah, bro, come on, produce, you know, come on, produce." I was like, "Yeah, man," like, and then I was telling him about like same way, and he's like, "Same way, and then he was just telling me so good, so like he used to like produce, but like he stopped for like his career because my brother got down, studio, so like people think it's like a new thing, and I guess that's also fine.
But then how has it been like that, and maybe how has it affected the design thing, or has it in any way?
Okay, it's definitely like affected the design thing, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
Because I was having a conversation with Maru. So like Maru wanted like something for me. And then like one of the things he was just saying is like, I said, bro, you know, the company needs to grow.
Yeah.
You need to find like designers and whatnot. So like it's made me busy because like so we also had like a lot of shows. Like there's a lot of private shows, especially not like with Makaba status by Jana Poster. So it's just been up and down, up and down, up and down. You get here, you can't really open your PC. But it's like 3-4 days. Yeah, so it's affected it, but in a good way where I just have to consolidate like the company, make sure I'm a creative director, not also like
not
the guy,
not the guy that's
who's
doing
designing.
everything.
Because like Queen Agonos now go figure out a point about like addiction again. My designer was more fun. We agree away.
It's very difficult for us as designers. It's the same thing I was talking about. It's very difficult for us as designers to let go of design and let someone else
handle
do
it. Yeah.
And the someone else is doing it not as them, but they're representing you. It is difficult. It's something that people always say I bring up Christo a little bit too much. Zan, something Christo always says about like hiring. I think he put up like this really good cursor about like how to hire designers as a designer, and it's basically stuff like you can't. It will never be perfect. It will never be what you want, but you have to consider the time factor. You have to value your time. Where do you think your time is better spent? Is it better spent just doing design work every single time, or it is better spent meeting with clients and like getting more clients and stuff like that? So like in most cases, we notice that as designers, personally, I'm guilty of this. I'm very guilty of this, especially now because I'm freelancing. Yeah, full-time freelancing. I have my laptop on me at all times.
The time.
At all times. I'm going to town. I'm meeting with a client. Right after that meeting, I'll sit in the car. I'll send some design work I have to do. I have to invoice someone. There's like so many things that I know that for a fact, if I was to get someone willing to do this. And one of the things we always avoid is, okay, you think this someone will demand what you would demand.
That's greed aspect.
So it's like, okay, but also like I'm representing designers. I have been a staffing graphic designer. Do I really want to bring in someone or hire someone and give them little or give them less than I should be giving them? It's like all of these things, but you forget that you as a staffing graphic designer, we all worked somewhere where we were grossly underpaid.
Yeah.
Grossly.
PTSD, bro.
But I feel like these are like phases that we all go through. And now looking back at it, it's like, okay, maybe I was underpaid, but the experience that I got from that is what has made me me. Yeah. So don't try to shoot someone down as like, no one wants to work with me because all I can afford to pay someone right now is $100K. There's people.
They need it.
I personally have gotten this a lot. People who are willing to work for me for free. Yeah. Just because they want
the experience.
I just want to design. I just want to design for clients, and we take it for granted, like doing things for clients. Yeah. Having a client call you like every single week, we take it for granted now. Yeah. But when you think about it, like before, like you go months without a single person calling you. Yeah, bro. Yeah. So you look at it now and you're thinking about, I know the money, but I can't afford to pay someone. But when you think about how much experience or how much what you know can affect someone who's also coming up, it'll go a long way, bro. It'll go a long way.
100%. Facts.
We've kind of reeled back into like
graphic design. But I wanted to like. Anywho, you have a new song out, right?
Oh yeah, Manyazi.
Yeah. What's the story behind that one?
So with Manyazi, I went to start writing Manyazi. Manyazi is pretty old. When we were living in Chiganda, remember when I was living in Chiganda that time?
Hey, that's when you.
Yeah, well, that's like in Zomba. That's like
2019.
2019. That's like the first iteration of Manyazi. So like we made the beat.
Yo.
Yeah, we made the beat, and then this is also funny how I met Clovix. So Clovix came through with Bouncy, and then like they were like, I say, man, my beat, and they was not cheat, I'm a guy, you know, we smoked up and what.
Yeah.
And then like they came through the next day. So when they came through the next day, I made like a couple of beats. So there's a beat called Mankwala and a beat called Manyazi. Yeah, and like I did it at first with Clovix. We recorded with Chuck's Tipase Plan. But then by the time, now this is now after. And like 2019, 2020. Yeah.
Well, what you think happened like over a period of
it's like over like 6 months, you know. Then we finally hit the session. We did it with Chuck's Tipase Plan, but I'd lost I lost the actual beat. So like see my mixiga bobo, you know, like you need like my stems, like penalty. And like that time I'd made the beat on like my laptop speakers, you know, like not even my headphone, this is my end. So I was like, let it go, you know, let it go. The demo is there, it's there. Then sometime last year I was like, this is a good song. So and then I think so there's just been this whole thing where you can separate stems. That's just something that's also like happened recently. It's like plugins and stuff like so that. We were able, and then Robert Malinga also has also like happened. So like, you know, like AP Kotaso 1 billion, like every year he progresses into like another level. So it was a point where it's like I said, Tampase BD, I gave it to Kimo, Tampase AB, let's see if he can remake this beat. And then Kimo was like, you know what, I nailed it, but I'm gonna strip down Bobo, and then we can like mix it Bobo. So I was like, cool. So I removed Clovix's part, and there was a girl singing on it on the original one as well, because they weren't available. And then but I just felt like I just needed to do it like as a singular artist. But he mixed it over the course of like 2 weeks, and then take.
No, but like the actual lyrics. I was listening to it.
Actually, I was supposed to say that. So that is basically like about doing something wrong to somebody. So when I was writing it, I wasn't writing it like it's not a romantic song. It's not. So I always try to do that, like to give it like a double-edged thing. So even like with Ningenjewanga, it feels like Mina Nimbaji go on. But it's actually speaking towards some other thing. So with this is basically like a friend. Where like Dinabangas and Trisina Zag is sakara bo.
Some bitch nigga shit, pretty much.
And like a female, you know, like that's even why the lyrics are like I broke your heart in a different way. We were not lovers, we were real friends. I hate the way that I put this to bed. So it's like a friendship is ending, and then like now mina zintusina zake so munkagamba basuma mona mina magamba zijistina zake but uba mona ku Instagram zake zikuenda yanchani, and then you wanna say say, you know, sinanga munkachira I haven't even addressed the issues even like, but here I'm here singing a song. Why don't I just like
tackle it head on?
Why don't I tackle it head on? And that's basically like what Manyazi is about.
I don't know how. Well, maybe if I was still making music, I don't understand this. But how do you make a song that? Do you know when you're making the song that this song will bring out this emotion in people, or is it usually based on? Because there's this thing with your songs. It's like. As you said, you know? I don't know if you get it.
I get what you mean. I get it. It's. Okay, in an effort to make something real, you have to take time. And that's like the trade-off in music, Like music is a spiritual thing. So I'm not going to even sit here and be like, that's my name, my TAWANDA, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like, you put the beat on, and then you play it, even for a long time. You know, like, Peno Matoka studio, beat like 6 to 7 hours. Like, I've done that before.
Jesus.
People are like, I say, bro,
what's going on?
Man, but I wear my headphone, you know, video coming like I say, man, tango via ni got my headphone. It's like, hey, we've been hearing this for like a while. And like, Pen, I'm not doing anything, Pen, but I'm just on my phone. Like, Pen,
but you just need to like soak it in.
Hey, it needs to come in, it needs like time needs to pass by, and that's why even like all of these songs are like so old, you know. It's because like it just comes to you after listening to it, like Pena, you're mumbling, and then like you just say certain words in a particular order.
Like, you do that thing as well where you start with the melodies before the
otherwise like, I don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like unless you just wrote, but and then like you're building it around that. But like if there's a beat and then you just want to go in, creates problems. And that's actually what like we were having a discussion about like maybe what's making music a bit weird across the world, not just like in Malawi and not on some hating tip. a lot of people are complaining about like the lack of depth in music.
Yeah.
Music is shallow, and it's because people are making music. You know what I mean? Like our lower mu studio mu
It's like on demand now.
take mawa nyimbo kudi kale ya jan kale ya jagudi and then like
I always think about this like in terms of maybe collaboration. Someone has hit me up, dude, come to the studio, let's do a song. And people talk about this. Oh, he hit me up, let's do a song. I went to the studio, recorded my bit, and we put out the song the next day. I'm like,
how, guys?
Pressure, guys. Like, how do you like bring yourself to like
do it like that?
Like, I would do that maybe in like any other thing, but like music, I've always thought like music is like you have to like actually, as you're saying, that you actually have to like be into it and like dig deep.
Take time. Like you have to find it, and that's the thing. It's like music has become more of one for example, it's a commodity. So it's not entirely bad that music is a commodity because that's how like musicians can make money if something is like commodified.
True.
There's also like a lack of spirit behind like the music, you know. So it's like people now, my musicians are sandukangaji my social media.
So every song is a post, yeah?
It's like even like bro, like, and I know obviously like these are ours, my musicians, but I gotta say it, you know, because like a guy on my post up on Facebook, you know what I mean? Like musicians, Kanye the whole day by Facebook, but I mean like 20.
Not really about the music.
Not even about the music. And like again, it's cool to connect with your crowd and turn, but like if you're posting every day 20 posts, are you in the studio, bro? Are you making beats? Are you listening to music? Have you listened to the new album that has come through? Are you like, and that's the thing for me, it's enraging. You get because like again, music is not because like music, you can be a musician and people can faint. You get like people can like you can stop a war. You can stop a war. Like in Bob Marley in Jamaica, like that whole street violence thing, whites and blacks thing. I think there's a whole thing you can look into that. So there's this like urge from like musicians to consolidate like music. Music is not like that. So once people take that route where they wanna make hits, they wanna like say and like nobody else is bigger than me, like but that's usually when like the music starts becoming bad and like across the world.
But for social media, don't you think that motivation maybe would be obviously you want your music to go further, and most people now are using social media as a channel to do that. But unfortunately with social media, it's not like you post your song and like your fan base is happy and like it's like you have to post a song, but also you have to keep engaging to like grow the audience so that more people maybe listen to your music, which is why I'm just responding to the thing you said about like people always being on like
online,
Facebook,
socials,
and stuff like that. So I think maybe that's the motivation behind that. Would you think that?
I think that's a good motivation, you know what I mean? But then again, it's like maybe it's the same thing where we can say goody and Hamina mabida go holiday. Habida go Mauritius guja and they're just on their phone the whole time. We still question those guys. You know, because it's like mabida go holiday because when it's not even on a work thing. It's not like mabida go ganjoya, gabina mabida go jambula as it tunes. And like it's also like how many photos you take. So there's like somebody maybe he takes 3 photos. You wouldn't be like, hey man, mabida go ganjoya, gabina go jambula as it tunes. Then there's somebody maybe they've 30 photos. They've got a real journey in the same day. You know, it's like bro, was like anything happening here? That's like real.
Taking, like, stuff.
So it's the same with like the social media. You know what I know is like, you know, so I want to engage like my fans on social media, and like I wake up in the morning, I'll go by Facebook page, but even the amount of work that you have to do, I say to continuously,
every single day. Fresh out the bed every day.
And like at least that one is easier because that's like WhatsApp. Then I go by Facebook. Kena kundigambe nkani ya ene mwina ndini fan. Kena kundigambe soyina. Kena kundibange engage my guy. Like there really has to be a question as to what time I'm doing what makes me a musician. And that's why I'm questioning, Kudi, are people thinking this is a hobby and then I'm a bangers in Truzina Zage, are they musicians? How many full-time musicians are there in Malawi? You know, and this is many. So there needs to be more seriousness in the game in that sense. Kudi, let's make really good music because real music is what lasts for a long time.
Anyway, we're going to get into some like quick fire questions, bro. Don't think about it. Just one or the other, right?
Too much.
All right, cool. All right, firstly, Illustrator or Photoshop?
Photoshop.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Quality or quantity?
Quality.
Respect or love?
Love.
Weed or alcohol?
Weed.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Alright.
You got through that. Like, you know exactly what you want.
That was quick.
Funny thing about love and respect is something that we talked about in an episode
on the last episode.
week.
Ah,
And,
yeah.
like, yeah, we went into it like you guys, if you haven't already, go watch that one.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I think I
we-
pick love because like if somebody loves you, then they gotta respect you.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
that was I think my
That was your
take.
point.
Yeah, that was my take.
Yeah.
But then like there was a some
Yeah, there's more.
nuances in it.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you know.
Alright.
Yeah, man. But anyway, yo, bruh, I don't even know how to finish this off. Thank you so much, my brother, for
Thank you
coming through.
having me.
This is our first ever guest, as you probably know. Might be the last ever guest. We don't know.
Who knows?
When
Might be.
Kylie is in Blanta.
Yeah, but it's been a dope episode. We've had fun, and as I said, he has a new single out titled Manyazi. If you haven't listened to it, I don't know which kind of rock you're under. sorry to say, but yeah, go listen to that. Go show him love wherever, maybe your socials, so that people can go like.
So that's Insta SWISHA on Instagram.
Yeah.
Audio Rock SWISHA on Twitter.
Yeah.
And TAWANDA on Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. Anything
Yeah.
more to finish up?
No, that's about it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Catch you on the next one.
catch you guys again next week.
Peace out.
Peace. All right, my G.